My name is Stephanie Weissenburger, and I'm an associate attorney with Pardalis & Novica. I primarily focus on intellectual property, whether it's trademark enforcement and brand protection, trademark filings, or intellectual property litigation, as well as all aspects of commercial, whether it's agreements, drafting agreements, or commercial litigation. We recommend, at least if you own a business, you need to know that just because you have an LLC with that business name doesn't legally protect your brand. So a trademark protects the brand that you have and will distinguish your brand from other brands that may be alike. So let's say Pepsi, for example. Of course, Coke is one of its biggest competitors. So you would obviously want to have a strong brand presence because that way you're attracting more customers. You know, I think a lot of times brand is super important too, because if you have a black and white colored logo or something like that, that isn't necessarily going to attract customers. So if you have a lot of creative ability when you're filing a trademark application, whether it's a word mark, a logo, a design mark, so the first thing that you would want to do is definitely contact an attorney. It's oftentimes not the best decision to try and file a trademark application on your own. So you would want to contact your attorney and have a discussion with them about your business. Tell them what exact goods and services you want this trademark to cover. Because it's important for us attorneys to know then we can classify it as either filing under 1A or 1B basis. And from there, we would then hear what goods and services you want that to cover, and then we could go ahead and separate those into classes and go ahead with proceeding with the trademark application. So the way that you can go and check out whether or not someone has already filed a trademark application or whether the mark is already registered, you would go to the USPTO's website and you would conduct a trademark search. And there's many different ways that you can conduct this, whether it's just a basic search or you can separate it using the specific attorney that filed the trademark or the specific goods and services that the trademark covers. And you would want to first start with searching what the name of your business or the name of the mark that you're trying to register is. And you would go from there, because the problem here is also just because the mark is not identical if it's registered, there still may be some issues in the application process where the examining attorney may see that parts of your trademark that you're trying to file are already being used by another entity, and that might cause consumer confusion, for example. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're looking up not just the one word that you're trying to mark or the phrase that you're trying to mark, but you want to separate into, let's say, Llama Mama, for example. You would want to conduct a search for llama and look at all the goods and services that are covered by llama or have llama in their name. And then you would want to look up mama, just to make sure that you actually have a brand that you are able to get protection for. So once your trademark is registered, we often send cease and desist letters to other brands, other companies that are using your trademark in commerce. And what we would do there is lay out the law, because that would be considered trademark infringement. And so we kind of explain in the cease and desist letter that our client has a claim against you. And usually they do come back a lot of times. But it's important that you do protect your brand once you have that trademark, because then it gets more difficult to distinguish yourself from other goods and services if you're actually not protecting that brand. The importance of a trademark helps you distinguish your brand and your business from others. So if you're not working to protect that brand once you have that brand, it could backfire not in your favor. It's important to have a trademark so that you can distinguish your brand and your business from other people who are operating within the same space as you. So normally it was only really taking about 3 to 4 months. This was about last year, but the USPTO has been extremely backed up. First it was 7 months time until your application would be assigned to an examining attorney. And now recently, as in a few days ago, the USPTO has alerted us that it's going to take up to 9 months for your application to be assigned to an examining attorney. So we fully encourage you to get this trademark process started as soon as possible. If you have a brand that isn't trademarked yet, make sure you contact us so we can get that application filed for you and we can get things going, because the USPTO is seemingly slowing down. So a lot of people think that just by using their name in commerce and selling products, they're automatically entitled to that specific mark or that specific logo. And they might then have a common law trademark, but that common law trademark, it only protects you and your business in the geographic area that you are operating in. So that's why it's important to register your trademark with the USPTO, because by registering your trademark, you'll then have protection all over the country as opposed to just within that individual geographic area. And you can go after companies in California or across the country that you normally wouldn't be able to protect your brand against, because you would only be able to protect it in that geographic area.